Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Stud and Dud, presented by the Dallas School of Music. I'm Josh Smith. With me each week, and look who is back. Dr. Bob Lawrence. What's up, Doc?
I'm here. I don't want to be here because I'd rather be at the College World Series, but I'm here.
That's where you were last week. You left me hanging. And this is what I wore. So now you can see this is the first time and only time you'll only get to see me wear the same thing that I wore in back-to-back weeks. So last Friday I wore this. You couldn't see me, though.
Yeah, right. That's right.
How the women doing?
Yeah.
We'll get in there. They're doing great. Doing great, my friend. Doing great.
Yeah, we couldn't. Why couldn't we see the show?
Because remember, and I made the little mini reel saying Dud. Left the SD card out last week, and I said if I did it again this week, I'm fireable offense. Fireable offense.
And the week before that?
The battery.
So
it was, hey,
and the week before that?
I think we're good, right? I don't know. Let's not go back any further. On tap today, Doc is back in action with What's Up, Doc? Around the Hornet Sports Finals, the extra credit scene. So it's going to be a little sweet, because we had part 1, part 2, part 3. So this is just a little sweet short show.
This is going to be an awesome.
Not a full length.
Listen, this is going to be an awesome show.
Great show. Got to go over the U.S. Open. The Women's World Cup, which we just talked about, makes its way to the knockout stage, the round of 16. And yes, the women are doing great. Go over the NBA draft, see who's moving on in the College World Series. Unfortunately, not my Hoggies. And in the coveted Stud or Dud segment, we've got a double jeopardy again, a stud and a dud. But first, Doc, how was the College World Series?
Phenomenal.
How many hot dogs did you eat?
122. That's when I stopped
That
counting.
must mean times 37 jalapenos per. That was like 1,000 jalapenos. That's a lot of jalapenos you had.
No, man, I'm going to tell you something right now, very seriously. Everybody needs to put that on their bucket list.
Got to.
I've never been.
You've already been now. You've knocked one off, but we got to get to a race too. Let's not forget that.
No,
That's one of the other
doubt.
things.
No doubt. But I will just tell you that you hear people talk about the College World Series, and you think, oh, that'd be great to get there. But when you get there, the atmosphere is electric. It is. You got all these colleges coming together. Right? Imagine a college football game, a weekend or a week with college football, and
imagine what they did. Like if it was like the playoff thing, but they had 8 teams all in one spot. And so they played one game. Say it was right here in Arlington. Great spot.
Correct.
They had one game at noon. The next game was at 5.
Correct.
Or something like that, or whatever.
Correct.
Then the next day they had a game at noon and again, or whatever they do that over with Friday, Saturday, and yeah, because that'd be 8 teams. So you have 2 games on Friday, 2 games on Saturday.
Yes. So you have all these college fans. You have all these college fans, all these baseball fans from different. And in fact, here's what's really impressive: you got people there. You had people there with LSU garb on, even though LSU wasn't there.
Yeah. What were you wearing?
What was I wearing?
I thought you were wearing a Texas A&M shirt.
Yes, I did. I wore Texas A&M.
Was Texas A&M there?
No.
See?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I thought you were wearing something.
But you know what's really cool, man? You see all these. It was just electric.
Yeah.
Absolutely electric.
The view, the pictures from the background, how beautiful the city actually is. I mean, you think Omaha, you think you're just see a bunch of cow pastures and
no, Omaha's beautiful clean city. All the vendors there.
It's Middle Earth for you, baby. Middle Earth, but Middle America. I think Middle Earth, but that's obviously Lord of the Rings. But that's Middle Earth. That's at its prime.
Yes. So as someone said to me there, if you're a baseball fan, you realize that that's hallowed ground. That whole College World Series atmosphere, and it's very true. So I mean, honestly, I can't even come up with the words to tell you how incredibly cool it is. So much so that I'm definitely going back next year.
Hey, and maybe next year. Because we've talked about this, I may be back in Arkansas, unfortunately.
Oh, I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to talk about that right now because you pissed me off with that. Because you just came on, you dropped that bombshell on me when I'm in, oh no, it's a done deal, Doc. So I'm not even, I'm still I'm still processing that. You may have to find a new stud because I'm going like. I don't know.
We're gonna be so big by then, it's not even gonna matter.
Yeah, it does because look, it's not the same without us being in the same room.
Well, maybe we'll be big enough to where one of us is just gonna have to fly to the other city.
Yeah, I ain't flying. I hate flying.
I love flying.
You love flying. I hate flying. Class. So okay.
Hey, we'll be big by then. I'll have a little personal jet set up by Frank Fletcher, hopefully in Little Rock.
All right, good.
And I'm like, Frank, let me get the show done on
I'm
Friday.
not going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there and talk on the phone.
And okay, guess what? Someone else also has to, grow a family, get back to his family where his friends are. We have no friends or family here. We got a little bit. Friends and family are back home. Point being, say you took a job in Alabama. You gonna live there for the rest of your life?
Dude, you'll get back close to family, then you'll be wishing that you moved a little further away from family.
There is some family I do want to see. There's some family I don't want to see. Trust me.
I'm telling
but
you,
my
man,
mom and dad,
it's nice to have a little buffer.
My mom and dad are getting in their 60s. There is no other person in the world that I want to see more than them. As much as you want to maybe pull away from your parents, I'm the type of person in the end. I've seen what happens, and you're that. And I never forget. My dad told me, Granny and Pappy are gonna be gone one day. You better spend as much time. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And they're gone. And I hate that I didn't spend those final years, and the years that were actually cherishable, not when they unfortunately developed my grandma developed Alzheimer's and all these things. So
yeah, see, you're getting all sentimental, man.
yeah, well, get my point out. I want to see my mom and dad. I am a huge mama's boy. I love my mom to death. She's the hugest Josh Smith supporter of all time.
Yeah.
So I want to go back. And my best friend, I've known two guys since I was 5 years old. Where are they at? They're in Little Rock. I can't hang out with them now. I'll never get to see them. I've known them since 5 years old. We have to text all the time. That's not cool. I want to get some beer, some hot dogs at a game with my boys. So, hey, it does suck for, say, us, but for us, we both cannot wait to get back there. I know it's something that we can do. Josh goes off, but even like right here, a second ago. You know how long it would have taken me to get here if I lived in Little Rock? Oh, literally, snap of a fingers. You know how long it took me here?
It's because nobody lives in Little Rock.
That's fine. Here, I can't stand it. And that means
Nobody
there's
wants
more
to
idiots
live.
here.
No one
More
wants
people,
to live. Who wants to live in Little Rock?
A lot more people who understand. And I was talking to my hairdresser
Who?
today.
Who?
She's like, it's probably a lot prettier in Arkansas too. I'm like, it is a million times prettier. There's actually there's things called hills.
Well,
there's these things called mountain. You ever heard of a mountain?
That's because there's been no development.
Northwest Arkansas still and is just like Dallas, one of the top 10 to 15 growing
Of course
regions
it's
in the United
pretty.
States.
It's the way it was in the dinosaur days. Of course it's pretty.
Yeah,
There's
who wants
no-
to be down here with all the oil retards? Hey man, I can carry a gun anywhere I want to. That's where I feel like I'm in this state. And then I'm with people who can't drive and they're pulling out guns.
Oh my God.
Downtown shooting. When have you heard of a downtown shooting in Little Rock last time? We just had one
We
while you were
heard
gone,
of
dog.
anything in Little Rock.
Exactly. That's why I want to get back there. I can get out into the open like that too. I can have how many dogs do I have? I want to have a mini horse. I can't do that here. If I'm going to do that here, I got to go out in West Texas and join all the ranchers.
Hot dogs must cost an arm and a leg though in Arkansas by the time they get imported in. And I mean, what's the fees on that?
Oh, that's all right. You can have all the hot dogs you want. I want chicken because it's a lot healthier, and guess who produces that?
Okay.
Oh, this guy named Tyson. He's only in Northwest Arkansas. Okay. Come on, Doc. Quit giving me crap about Arkansas.
Okay, come on, let's go.
I love Arkansas.
See, but you ain't gonna get this bantering when you're.
Yeah, we are on the radio.
Oh my God! Oh my gosh!
It's gonna be beautiful.
See,
all right, but first off, let me give you more crap. Vivid Seats. Doc's trying to give me crap. And back to Paul McCartney. He's like, oh, College World Series tickets cost $300. Yeah, at resale, mine cost that at face value.
Dude, let me tell you something. Not every you keep sending me bleacher seats.
I was sitting in section 100 behind the play, and those were
Are you gonna take
that's
your
at resale.
Are you gonna take
That's
your
at
Are you gonna
resale.
take your son to a bleacher seat?
Vivid Seats, Doc. I'm gonna have to introduce this guy goes to StubHub.
No,
still.
hey, I looked at that. It ain't much different than
It ain't
StubHub.
much. It's like sometimes it is though. It's like 20 because it's those
It
fees.
could be.
It's
It could
those
be.
fees that kill you, and I'll look it up because I've done this forever.
Hey, here's one thing I did learn about the College World Series. All those games aren't just priced the same. It ain't.
Oh, really?
It is not the
Well,
same.
I mean, definitely on resale they're going to be different.
Everything is different.
Yeah.
And it depends on who's in the game.
Oh, yeah.
That Arkansas-Florida State game
Was the highest ticket for sure.
and it was a night game.
Yeah.
And a Saturday
yeah, and
night.
you could tell the earlier games were cheaper. Of course, they're going to be more so
That's
than the
correct.
night games.
So it fluctuates.
But, and those I'm telling you those fees because I'll sit there like when I'm buying tickets. That's what I will do. I will go through each section just to see how those fees differ. And like you can find two tickets. My point being. That are close to the same price in the same section, but the fees on one will be like $10 to $15 per more ticket. And you're like, how? Why? How did that happen? Like, you would think it'd be. I don't know. It's weird. It's goofy.
all I know, it varies, but all I know is the seats that we had.
Great
awesome.
seats, dude.
Oh
those,
my gosh!
Those
and that game,
ticket, the pictures you sent. I got to post those.
yeah, that game, that Florida State Arkansas game that night was. It was 0-0 going into the ninth.
Yeah,
inning.
I mean that was a pitcher's duel. That's old school baseball.
That was the most exciting baseball game I've seen in a long time. The defensive play in that game.
And you want to give Arkansas some turds.
Oh yeah, Arkansas. I told
lost by
I
one.
told Gardner to take him off the list.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Come on. You bow out in 2 games. You're
By
off.
2 runs.
Listen, you drop a ball in the outfield last year that cost you the World Series. Then you bow out in 2 games. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, go to LSU that hasn't been to the College World Series in a couple of years. I don't think they were there last year. Anyway, LSU.
Oh, yeah, the Yankees haven't been in the World Series either lately. But
Man, I would never go play for the Yankees.
you know how many world titles they have?
That's fine, but I don't want to go play for a bunch of people like, here, I'll just give you a bunch of money, come play for me.
Why do you
earn my money?
Now wait a minute. You just did a hick accent for people talking in New York.
Oh, yeah, well, that was terrible. I think I was still stuck in the Arkansas, Texas thing a second ago. I'm still stuck in Arkansas, man.
That's really bad right there, bro. That's bad right there, man.
And what's funny is I even was now thinking about going to it and I almost did a Boston accent.
Let me hear your Boston accent. Do you have a Boston accent?
Well, only because of Pat Bradley. I mean, now when I think about trying even to do it, and what's so funny, I'm this type of person. When someone like puts me on the spot to do an accent, I'll sound Arabian. I'll sound like I'm Australian.
No, wait a minute. Here's Josh's Hick accent. Hey man, what you gonna do? Here's Josh's Boston accent. Hey man, here's Josh's Asian accent. Hey man, what you going?
And I can't wait till Pat gets on the show. And I'm like you said, Laura, you've noticed it a couple weeks ago. Like when I hear the name, you were like, oh, you're good when it was Vonderosa. It's like I have the name. You want to have it in my head, and I hear it, I'm good. If I hear Pat Bradley, he gets on here and he starts talking in his or if it was Mark Wahlberg and he's talking in his Boston
then
accent,
you can do it.
I can pick it up real fast. But if I don't hear it, and I'm like like I said, you like do Boston, Josh. I'll sound like I'm from Australia. I'll be like, I'll put on some Australian. I'm like, what are you doing? That's not Boston. You're not in a whole different country. You're in a whole different part of the world. But anyway, speaking of which, we'll go to just great seats.
Yes.
Paul McCartney.
Oh,
wow.
good.
Dude, great show.
His voice is a little tired,
Oh,
man.
definitely. You're going to get that. I had to see him at least once. Like, and that's why I wanted to go see, who was it? Elton John maybe last year when he put on his final tour. This wasn't, hopefully this isn't, because I'd maybe even love to see him
But
again.
why shouldn't it be tired? He's like, what, 120 years?
He's 70-something years old. Are you
right.
kidding me?
Of course.
Of course it's not. I mean, but yeah, that's why I want to see Elton. But I've already seen Elton more in his prime, and that was what I was saying. It's probably not going to sound as good. But, just one last time to see Elton. But I didn't go see Elton. But yeah, I've never seen Paul McCartney, so I was like, dude, I've got to see it. Are you kidding me?
A legend.
And you just hear all those songs, Can't Buy Me. I mean, you just go through all those different songs.
Yeah, you knew every song.
Literally, essentially. And you're just like, this is getting goosebumps going.
Yeah.
So then love Jimi Hendrix, so he does a little Jimi Hendrix solo and a tribute to him, and gives
nice.
a story about Jimmy when he first met him.
Nice.
And was messed up. Like, it was in front of like Paul, Eric Clapton. He was in front of all these studs as a 19, 20-year-old and performing and messes up and gets on the mic and he's like, oh, Eric, because, Eric, I need your help up here. And Eric Clapton was like, tries to like act like Paul McCartney's literally telling the story, and he's like, no, I don't want anything to do with it. He's like literally like shies off and walks off. Paul's like cracking up laughing. Like, this is a great story about Jimmy when he's young. Then I forgot what song it is. I wish I would have wrote it down, but he wrote a song about he was up to, back when me and John and the guys were over, and I can see a little accent right there. Not that I'm going trying to deep into it, but anyway, he was going over.
That was an accent?
Yeah, a little bit of an accent. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was trying a little bit then, Mike.
All right.
Now, see, I go back over to England or go to Australia. See? Don't get me going until I hear it. If if Paul McCartney was talking right now, I'd be like, boom, right. Anyway, so
Okay.
Paul's talking about when he's overseas and they heard all the stuff going over in Alabama,
Yes.
especially, and then he said the stuff going on in Little Rock. And he mentioned Little Rock twice in about a minute, and me and Avery both got goosebumps, looked at each other, and started tearing up. Could not, but then he goes into the song.
Dude,
he
was talking about a drink. He was not talking about.
Yeah, he only mentioned the Little Rock 9 in Arkansas. Yeah, I think that's something bigger. That's anything. Oh, well, I'd say anything that's happened ever in Texas.
I love getting you wound up, man.
Come on
I just
now.
love
I know you do. Everyone does. It's easy.
Right?
Yeah.
You always take the bait really quick,
Yeah.
man.
So speaking of which, that was at Globe Life Park, and here's a little cool transition.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson just came out with a new CD today. Our guy, Rob Fliginger. Shout out to a stud that's
Yeah,
on the
right.
show. Rob, let's get you back on.
Right.
Well, Willie Nelson came out with a new CD today. It's great. It's called Ride Me Back Home. Guess what he's redoing? Just the Way You Are by
Mr. Billy Joel.
who I'll be seeing later this
Oh,
year.
yeah. Closing down Globe.
I mean,
He's
how
closing
crazy
it?
was that? I looked it up and I saw what
Oh, that's
songs
very
he was
cool.
doing, and I
Yeah,
saw what?
Nice.
That's pretty cool. I was like, that's pretty cool. So Willie
Nice.
Nelson dropped the CD today. Get a little music.
Very cool, man.
Toy Story 4
Yeah.
going on Sunday. That's what you kind of.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's Sunday's my day. That's my day to do this.
My day too,
I know.
but
So
I'm
that's-
willing. Just so you know, I'm willing to sacrifice for stud. That's what I do. That's what I do, man. When I believe in something, that's what I do.
Well, it's either going to be early Friday, I say, or now. Because what guest is going to show up on Sunday? Because most likely that's most guests.
But we didn't have it. Yeah, well, I get it, man.
Just saying. But Sunday, my point being, Sunday we're seeing Toy Story 4. Going to get some brunch beforehand. I'm telling everyone, go over to Look Cinemas.
Dude, we're going to Secret Lives of Pets later tonight, man.
Are you finally? We didn't see that. That was one.
It's a great movie.
It's probably yeah.
I'm hoping the second one is as good as the first
Secret
one.
Life Pets, the first one was super great. The second one hasn't done as well in the box office. The reviews are not as well. It's gonna be good though. Kevin Hart.
Oh, come on.
It's gonna be good.
It's funny.
Toy Story 4 though.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to see this.
Yes.
Obviously, when they wait this long, they put a great plot together. Even the third one, you're like, wow, that's cool how they kind of.
Yeah, that's nice.
Fourth one though, can't wait. They add John Wick. They add Keanu Reeves to the,
Oh,
to the
yeah,
mix.
nice.
So he's a character in this. Obviously, to go with the onslaught of all the other people in it. I mean, there's so many people in that movie, and the reviews already coming out. I mean, look at it be really. Even Tom Hanks saw him on one of the shows that he's like, I know it's hard for me to say this. I've been on all this. I've been in it. He's like, honestly, like, and that's the thing too. When they shoot these, really cool note. They pull them in. Like, say I'll come in and I'll do my recording, and then Tom will come in an hour later. They might interchange each other when they're doing. That's the only time they ever see each other. They're not in there all together.
Yeah, right.
So they don't know what the movie is really all about. They
Yeah.
don't know the finished product till they go see it.
Yeah, they're just seeing their little fragment.
Yeah. And so, A, you don't know what it's about. You know what it's about, but not really. And that's the thing. You get sent your script, and that's it. You don't get sent who you're talking to. So I'm like, that's a pretty good acting job, just to be like, Woody, or what, you're Tim Harry, you're Tim Allen, and you're Woody, and you wait for him, and then you're like, what? You got that big? That takes a little talent. Anyway, secondly, he said finished product, probably the best one of the 4. I know.
No kidding.
Yeah, he said, I know I hate to say that because they're all so good on in anyone's opinion, but. It's like, wow. So can't wait to see it. We're seeing that Sunday.
Very nice.
Toy Story 4.
Very nice.
So we had a little roundabout of what's been going on. Now, you got to tell me, what's up, Doc?
Oh, man, listen, I'm going to tell you what's up. You're getting me going, man.
You get me going.
Listen,
get you going.
Okay, so here's the deal, man. When we introduced this segment, I thought, okay, what I would do is maybe take some interesting stories around the country, But you know what? I think I'm changing I'm narrowing it down to one.
Got to have a niche.
I got to have one that just kind of sticks out to me like, what is the deal?
Yeah.
What's up? Right?
Give it.
I know you've heard this, and this is near and dear to my heart, man. Happened in your lovely state, not Arkansas, but Colorado.
Yeah.
You've heard this. The parents fighting at the baseball game.
Oh, God. I was wondering if you were going to talk about that. Dude, that is seriously.
Can we get real?
Yeah.
Can we get real? Look at the picture here, man. The guy's throwing the punches.
I know, and that they're still looking for that guy. At least at last check, it was last night before the guy in the blue. They were really looking for him because he threw a couple of dirty behind-the-back punches that were just.
5 men were cited for disorderly conduct and fighting in public after Saturday's melee on the field at Westgate Elementary School, and police are asking the public's help to identify all those involved. Police expect more arrests this week. Ages of the men, 24, 26, 29, 46, and 55.
Wow.
Right?
I'm betting it's one of those older guys that unfortunately
he probably was the ringleader.
Yeah.
You have 7-year-olds playing a baseball game, and it's the parents.
Yeah, it was 13-year-old. So the 13-year-old ump, which is weird. I know they had 13-year-old umps, but the 13-year-old ump gave them a warning for bad verbiage.
Yeah,
they were cussing, I guess.
It says the umpire feels guilty. He could not gain control of the situation. Guilty that a coach is now in trouble for protecting him.
I'd be like, I wouldn't know.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The young players scrambled to get out of the way to avoid injuries. The parents and the coaches decided to take it out on each other. It goes on and on. Okay, let me just talk about this for a second, because I'm around youth sports a lot. I have 4 children. I have 3 boys who are actively playing in select leagues around Dallas and travel teams that go all over the place. It is out of control. Here's a message.
So you've seen not similar, but where parents have lost it.
Yeah. Even the tournament up in Nebraska in Omaha, the parents wanted to kick our team's butt because we were from Texas, and F-bombs are flying. It's ridiculous. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Listen, this is for all the parents listening to this podcast. I will bet you your son will never step foot on a major league field ever. He's not that good. You think he's
with
that good?
With parenting like that, though, even just you're not going to get your child into the majors or even into a college program.
They get heated because they think their kids are great, and they think their kids are getting a raw deal. Oh, that wasn't a strike, and he struck out. He was safe at first, and you called him out. My son is the next Mike Trout. He deserves that kind of respect.
Like if they're not, if you're not doing this in the majors, you don't see parents doing this at major league level or even at college level. Obviously, at college level, what thinks that doing this at that young of a level and age is right, responsible, or a leading father figure type?
Language, adults telling adults, throwing F-bombs out there in front of kids, fighting, yelling at umpires for making a bad call. Are you kidding me? Are you flipping kidding me?
Yeah.
And I see it. I see it week in, week out, out. And I'm talking from 7-year-olds, little guys, man, down to T-ball. Are you kidding me? And it does seem to get a little calmer. My son's in high school. Even that's ridiculous. High school parents go nuts. But I don't know. I just think something's got to give. Parents have got to chill out.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah.
It is a game, and it's a game for children. They call it the boys of summer for a reason.
Yeah.
They're boys. They're young boys out there. Coaches have got to chill out. Coaches are out of control too. They sit and they yell at the kids for striking out. Are you kidding me? When's the last time you seen a major league manager yell at somebody for striking out?
This doesn't happen in the pros or even in
college, right? They yell at kids for striking out. They yell at kids for dropping a fly ball. Are you kidding me? I can give you highlights right now in Major League Baseball that just this season alone of all kinds of gaffes.
Yeah.
Of all kinds of.
And I'm sure it's like this, unfortunately, in other sports too. But I'm just trying to fathom like what makes it think. Why at that level they're okay with yelling at these parents think their kids are that important to. I have no idea what's in their head to yell. But then when they get to an elderly level, a more progressed level, you don't see. I mean, yeah, you have my redneck friend. Let me get back to my rednecks, like especially Razorback. They're in the fans yelling at the refs, but that's not their son. They're just, man, that wasn't the right call. That kind of stuff.
Right.
You're always gonna have that. But this whole, it's my kid and that's the wrong call, and
listen,
it's that to me just does not make any sense, because you see the ones that are really successful when you're watching the Final Four in NCAA and they're showing the parents in the crowd, or you're watching the College World Series and you might see some parents in the crowd. Do you ever see they're pretty much like, until they hit a home run or they make the game, they're like this.
Correct.
They're not yelling. They're not making any, because that cam would be right on them going, wow, so-and-so's dad is losing it and he just had to get it. That didn't happen.
Right.
So once again, back to your original point, no, you're right. Your son most likely, A, doesn't have the talent, or B, even with that, even if he somehow does not have the right leadership from you to get to those levels.
That's correct. That is correct. And listen, I've had coaches yell at, even my son will get called out on a called strike 3, and on the way back to the dugout, the coach yells from third base, "Poor effort." Are you kidding me?
Yeah, poor effort.
Poor effort
on batting. How you poor effort? Like that'd be maybe on fielding if you didn't run after the ball real hard or something.
Get the job done. Get the job done. Poor effort, right? Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something. When my son strikes out, I don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Coach doesn't have to say anything. He already feels like he let the team down.
Yeah, I mean, the good ones know. Like, hey, I know I messed up, and don't let it bother. Because you don't want to put him down. Even that's the other thing you think about, especially when you're young, unless you're the Tiger Woods or the Michael Jordan is, and you have that mind. You put someone down even further and further, they're going to go deeper into that hole. Whether, you see what I'm saying? Whether if you keep, hey, it's all right, get blah, 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 you get them next time. You keep that going, they're going to stay positive. If you're negative, you think they're going to have a positive outlook on the end? You think it's going to be positive if you give them a negative? Just don't get where people think that's ever going to work. It usually doesn't work. Maybe it worked in like the 60s or 50s or 70s when you really push play, like not that Paul Bear, or, Bear Bryant did that, but that kind of era where you could really push players, and that's what you try to get as much out of them. But now you've got to coach every player different, and you definitely don't want to ever be putting them down further and further and further, especially the world we live in where people are already psychologically more negative, it seems like, than we used to be as a culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a culture now, it seems like a lot more people are more negative. They have depression issues or whatever.
Listen, I just saw Mike Trout, bases loaded, Angels down by a run, 2 outs in the inning, bases loaded. Who would you want to come to the plate?
Yeah.
Mike Trout. First pitch, strike 1 looking. Second pitch, fouled off into the dirt right in front of home plate. Third pitch, pop up to the second baseman. A 3-pitch at bat, Mike Trout with bases loaded, down by 1.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the Angel manager yell out, "Poor effort."
Yeah. Right.
And I didn't hear anybody say anything to him. Mike Trout knew.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't come through.
Let's get on to more baseball craziness that we
Yes.
probably would have talked about. Did you see the David Ortiz thing? That
Yeah.
just kind of briefly.
Yeah.
I saw this last couple of days. I had no idea that it was a murder for hire.
Yes.
Wrong person.
But you know what? I got to tell you, man, that story kind of hits me with a little skepticism.
It is. It's really weird. Because
How do you mistake David Ortiz
and then
for
have you seen the video?
Yeah.
If he really wanted to kill him, he easily could have killed him. He could have come up behind him and shot him right in the head.
Right. Something.
Not that I want him dead at all. No, I'm just thinking, like, why did he come up and just, that reminded me of some old school just, and you've seen those before, because, like, I've seen, like, what, I think it was a Reagan shoot, whichever shooting it was with the president, I think it was Reagan or Carter, where he comes up and you see a guy, it just kind of, where they're just not doing it properly because they're not trained, but still you're like, if he really wanted to kill him, if that was especially down where they were, this isn't like in America, you got some goofy goofball like that. A murder for you have someone that knows what they're doing, and they're gonna shoot him and kill him in the head.
David Ortiz is an icon.
Yeah, big time.
You don't mistake. Come on.
For anyone else.
Is there somebody else looks like David Ortiz?
Yeah, that too. And like once he's wearing these big poppy shirts, big, instead of Notorious B.I.G., he's wearing these Notorious B.I.G. big poppy shirts.
And everybody in the Dominican knows who.
Especially there.
They know who Big Poppy is.
That's
Are you kidding me?
That's like I'm trying to think.
There's something being
almost like Trump there. You see Trump, everyone knows. I hate
right,
but you see his face, you know exactly who that is. is.
Of course, you don't go, oh man, we didn't.
Is that Ronald Reagan or is that is
Right.
that Bush or is that Michael Jordan?
Or
No.
better example, yeah, if there was a hit on Trump and you got assassinated,
you'd
they
be
go,
like,
oh, we thought he was Trump.
they'd be like, where's the peach face? Where's the hair? Where's
Right,
the
right. So I think there's just something fishy about that story.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. That's a mistaken identity.
Yeah.
And you're right. If it was a real true hit going on, he would have been dead.
Very weird. I just had to bring that up. I thought that was
Yeah,
very strange. Very
interesting.
strange. But hey, let's move on to the Around the Horn and Sports Finals, the extra credit scene. U.S. Open last week. Brooks Koepka was going for a three-peat. I didn't realize that. I forgot that he'd won the last two U.S. Opens, which was nuts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he would have the first ever to
didn't
do that,
realize
but
that either.
he came up just short. He came in second place.
Yeah.
Great golf by Koepka lately. I mean, he started out super hot in the first round of the Masters, kind of teared off, but shot 6 under, I think it was. Did the same thing in the PGA Championship, went on to win that.
Right.
U.S. Open, same type thing. I mean, Brooks Koepka's hot lately. But that's the thing, like we've talked about. We've seen Rory a few years, way more than a few years ago, probably I guess fewish. Then definitely Jordan Spieth 3 years ago. They all have these like 1 to 2 year runs, and then it's kind of like
Chill out.
fall back if to they're good, but never the same as they were.
Yeah.
So because Rory's still looking for the Grand Slam. I mean, he's still got to
Right.
win the Masters. So anyway, but great tournament. Tiger finished, which decent. Like I said, I was trying to. Hopefully, he'd get in the top 10, which would have been good. But hey, almost a top 20 finish, 2 under. So he was tied for 21st. Let's actually get to the winner. Huh? How about that? American does win, which is awesome. Obviously, love having an American win the U.S. Open. Gary Woodland, which I remember talking to Dad that day as the tournament started, I said, would love to see him or Koepka win. And sure enough, I can't even talk right now. Gary Woodland, 13 under wins. Koepka at 10 under was at second place. But anyway, Tiger, 2 under, tied for 21st. Our Dallas boy Spieth finishes at +5, tied for 65th. So kind of fell off there at the end. Women's World Cup. Talked about it. We got to get into it. Yes, our women have won their group. Definitely moved on to the knockout stage. They're actually one of the last games in the round of 16. The matches, as I should say, start tomorrow at 10:30. Got Germany and Nigeria. And they move on all the way to Tuesday. It looks like the last matches. You got Monday, Tuesday matches. You got, like I said, matches tomorrow and Sunday. Talking about our women, they play Spain Monday, 11 a.m. I'll definitely be watching, but I've got my U.S.
That's
soccer
gonna be a
shirt
good.
on.
That's gonna be a good game.
Great game. Oh, yeah, especially with the Spaniards. They're very good as usual. So, like I said, it'll be great to see who moves on here. Even after that, we get to face the winner of France and Brazil.
Yeah.
So, kind of what I do like about that, you're knocking out tough competition, and then most likely we'll have to face because it's the winner.
Well, it gets real now.
Yeah. Oh, it's knockout stage.
It gets real.
It's win or go home. So yeah, you got Spain, and then after that you got to do Brazil or France. So like I said, liking that because you're knocking out teams right away that are kind of a threat. Then after that, you're looking to face Australia because obviously you face 1 of 4 teams, and Australia plays Norway, England, and Cameroon. So Australia is probably I'm seeing them most likely winning that. So we'll play them, and then Australia is a top 10 foe. Ranked in the world, so then you're knocking out another. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, then you're really moving on. So you knock out those teams. My point being, the only team in the top half that I'm even worried about is Germany. Other than that, most of the other good the threats are down low in my opinion. But like any tournament, anyone can win.
Right.
But let's go women.
Right.
Let's go girls. U.S. Like I said, we play on Monday, 11 a.m. Can't wait to watch them. Love my girl Alex Morgan. So
It'll be fun.
Oh, dude, great to watch. Have you caught any of the matches?
Yeah. Well, I'm not. The Masters.
No. Have you caught any of the matches?
The
Yeah,
matches.
the matches.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a huge. I like. I kind of tune in and kind of watch out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
I'm not a big because I just don't understand soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know offenses versus defenses.
Yeah.
I don't know plays or strat. It's like somebody watching baseball who doesn't know baseball.
Yeah.
They find it to be a little bit or a lot of bit boring.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going like, how in the heck can you find baseball boring? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me,
Exactly.
man? Are you? It's like playing chess with live people. But if you don't really understand soccer, which I
Yep.
don't, it's not the most exciting game. But it is fun to get. It's like hockey to me. I don't watch hockey a lot during the season, but playoff hockey.
Oh, yeah,
man.
this is,
Even if you
especially
don't-
the World Cup. This is huge.
Even if you don't know what's going on in hockey, when you get to playoff hockey, it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
And the same thing with this.
Yeah, love, like I said, hopefully win another one. Love watching the World Cup. I mean, like I said,
Right.
there's nothing in the world like the World Cup is in where there's that many people watching all around the world. I mean, I guess the Olympics is about the only other thing I can compare the World
Right.
Cup to.
Right.
It's huge stuff. Let's get on to the NBA draft. It was pretty much the Zion show last night, and we all knew he was going number 1. So Mr. Williamson went number 1 overall, and that was who was going to go second was going to be Morant or Barrett, and Barrett actually ends up going third to the Knicks, and Memphis Grizzlies pick up Morant. So the guy from Murray State, which is crazy to think, literally out of Murray State. So go second overall. It's kind of crazy to see you got a guy from Murray State
So
going.
New Orleans says goodbye to one superstar and then welcomes a new one.
And that's what I figured was going to happen. Everyone, which I would like to see too. I'd have loved to see the two of them try to work together, but if he may have been more of a 3 player or a 1, 2, or 3, but they list him as a power forward, and he is kind of a 3 player, Zion. But I just think it was going to conflict too much with what him and Anthony Davis, I guess, what they were going to try to do, and so they didn't even try that. And I think
the brow is better fit in Los Angeles with
that's what I'm
LeBron.
saying. That's what I'm saying. He needs more of that type player, especially LeBron at his age. He's definitely more of a distributor now, where Zion's going to be one.
Of course, I think the Lakers made the worst trade in the world. I'm not sure was a good deal.
Yeah, they gave away a lot.
They gave away everything.
Yeah, literally. It was almost like the Cowboys forever ago, or I should say the Vikings are like, hey, we'll give you 100 picks for Herschel Walker, and then next thing you know, Cowboys won 3 Super Bowls.
Right.
So let's look for the Lakers, which I don't like to see. But let's watch them maybe win 2 championships coming up. And
who knows? We'll see.
I hope not, because then everyone's like, "Oh, LeBron is good as." No, he's not as good as MJ. Or can we please stop this?
I can't stand the Lakers. Man.
I can't either. Really, it's kind of like the Yankees to me in a way. I know they've won.
I don't like the. Yeah, you're right. I don't like the evil empire either. But they're good this year, man.
Oh, like I said, they're always pretty good. And that's the reason why usually people hate them or don't like them is because they're always winning or they've won a lot. But a lot of it too is their charisma. They're never the Broncos of the world that are just subtle about winning 3 Super Bowls, been into 7. We've won more wins. We have more wins in the NFL since '84. You don't see us boasting like we were the LAs and the Yankees of the world. Is my point. Anywho, sorry, I just had my Broncos in there. But you get my point.
I haven't watched the Broncos since Floyd
I don't like LeBron. I'm sorry, I'm not a big LeBron. I mean, he's a great player. He's just the 2 OR for me, overrated. People give him too much love. Anyway, let's get on the College World Series, which you attended.
Yes.
We're literally finding our way down to the 4 final teams. My Hogs, we got to talk about this. Pick the Nuggets to win the NBA championship. We pick the Hogs to win the College World Series.
I'm not picking anything you pick anymore.
No,
I'm not going with you.
It's not gonna happen.
I'm not going with you anymore.
It's not going to happen.
I'm going the opposite of you.
Got to. So even if
I know better.
Even if we do have the same pick, we're going to change it right then and there.
We are. I'm just not following.
So we got Michigan. And Michigan, how about Michigan still in it? The team that we were kind of.
That is a stunner. Hasn't been in it for 30 years.
And then came out of nowhere, and you were surprised they got out of the super regional, then super regional, which they did. And then here they are finding themselves in the Final 4.
They're playing great baseball. They're for real. It's not like they didn't beat good teams to get there.
Especially now. You win your regional, the regional that you were in, because it wasn't even your regional.
Yeah.
You're talking. Now you won the super.
Yeah.
Now you moved on to What I love though, and I almost went with him, and that's what I should have went. Who was my other pick? Who did I say? Who was Arkansas going to play? And if they didn't win, they were going to win.
Vanderbilt.
Vandy. Should have went. I almost did. I just wanted to go with my Hogs, and I should have went with my brain there at the end of the moral saga that day. I was like, just pick Vandy. Because if you do, even so, at least maybe when your Hogs win, you'll be happy.
They're tough, and it's a good chance. So I hope not. I think
they're the only SEC school left, so I'm definitely for Vanderbilt. Yeah. Go Vandy. You don't see them win a lot, too, either. That's another reason I want to see them win, because they're not a school that's winning many championships in many sports. When's the last time you saw Vanderbilt win anything?
Yeah, right.
Especially in basketball or football.
Right.
Ain't happening.
They won that academic debate.
I'm sure they did.
They did. It was an academic debate back in 2000.
Hopefully they're a smart school, certainly. The smartest in the SEC. But that's why I'm for them. Last SEC school left, so I'm definitely for Vandy, because, all the other SEC schools are done now, which definitely hurt me as much as I was talking about how many were in there. And now, boom, 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 they're all done.
Right.
The only one left standing is the super stud.
Watch out for the Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah, Louisville too. And I think that's kind of my prediction now is who's going to be in the final, because they've been so hot lately. Although, any of those 3 other teams, but I'm Vandy, like I said, that's obviously who I said was going to win if Arkansas didn't. So.
Baseball's a funny game, man.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I'm thinking the Hogs are about to win the other night against, what was it, against Texas Tech. Next thing you know, we give that 3-run lead. I'm like, here we go. Bats are rolling again. Got the 3-run lead early.
Right.
We'll probably win this one 9, because I know our pitching was going to be that great in that game. So I was like, we'll win 9, something to 4. We'll win by 4 or 5 runs.
Right.
Didn't happen. Bats kind of fell off again.
Yeah, right.
So, like you said, you never know.
You never know.
Stud or dud segment. Let's get to the stud of this dud moment that was happening. The stud of this, Robbie Parker, father of Emily Parker, who died at the Sandy Hook massacre, wins defamation lawsuit against shooting deniers. And I knew there were shooting deniers out there, but I cannot believe, and I'm not going to mention the duds' names that wrote this book. They don't deserve that. But they literally wrote a book, and it's been pulled from shelves, thank God. Nobody died at Sandy Hook. People, just like with 9/11, there's so many things in life that people think that they didn't die, those people didn't die. And that's the very first thing I always thought of.
What was the premise there? I don't get it. Why do they think they didn't die?
I don't know, and they think it's all faked. They think their death certificates are fake. I'm like, so, and even from 9/11, I'm like, so you think all these families who literally have to go through this and had people die, 2,000 plus people, They did. You're now telling 2,000 plus people that they are liars. Plus, because now I have family members, so you're saying thousands among thousands of people are liars. Family members are all in this.
Listen, the only person that hasn't died is Elvis Presley. He's still alive somewhere. I know Elvis is still.
Or Tupac. Remember Tupac, the rapper in the 90s?
Yeah, right.
Tupac probably still
but
out there.
I still believe Elvis is out there, man.
Oh yeah, he's
somewhere.
He's got this sub basement under Graceland, eating donuts still, but got the right doctors giving him the right supplies.
Elvis is still in the building, man.
I'm telling you. But certainly so. Just a dud moment. Like, I can't even believe someone would write that book and then it was on the shelves. Which you can write a book about anything, obviously. But yeah, when you've defamed families, and I'll never forget, luckily, going to school for broadcast journalism. So you've got to learn all these different things, like defamation or anyway. But in that you can sue people. Like, if you've,
right.
Anyway, I'm like, that's good. I'm glad that you can write your own book, but then you get my point. Not when it's completely based upon lies.
Correct. Right.
I mean, are you kidding me? And then you're saying it's a fictional book, or nonfiction. It's true. It's all facts. It's nonfiction. No, brother, that is a fictional book. Put that in the fiction category right now. That is.
Oh wow.
Anyway, but yeah, that should be in the fiction category. Nobody died at Sandy Hook.
Right.
You can write your own story if you want to. But man, tell people that their families didn't die.
It's very I'm going to look into that. That's very odd.
Yeah, super odd. But I'll never forget that. Even right after it happened, we're looking that stuff up. People were trying to say that didn't. I'm like, literally just jaw drop, like people. So the super stud though. I thought anyway when you brought up Colorado, this shouldn't be in the What's Up doc. This is definitely the stud moment though in the Stud or Dud segment. My girl. 10-year-old. I can't even imagine this because I'd never do this at any age. Maybe at 90 and I'm about to die, and I couldn't even. They'd have to pull me up they'd have to scale me up the El Capitan. But the literally made history.
This is pretty impressive.
Oh, Selah Schneider, 10-year-old, the youngest ever to scale El Capitan.
Did you say 9?
10 years old.
10,
Might as well be 9. Yeah. 3,000 foot, and you've seen, we all see it if you want to look it up, you haven't, but it is a straight vertical up. Right. It's in Yosemite out in Cali.
Yeah.
Love to go to Yosemite one day. Can't wait to get out there, all the different
What's the greatest thing you've done at 10 when you were 10? What was the greatest thing you did?
Broke my arm trying to ride my bike.
No,
trying to ride my bike with no hands, went up and going up a curb at the same time. I had a sword and like I had two, we're outside playing with our, whatever we had. And I had two toys, and I was like, dudes, guys, watch this. I'm going to try my bike with no hands up the curb. And I've got stuff in my hands, and I'm trying to ride up. Anyway, I go down and break my arm. I had a broken arm for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, and I watched them pop it back into place in the hospital. Oh my God. That was probably the coolest thing that happened to me at 10 years old, feet-wise. That's pretty, come on, broke your arm, you watched it. Oh, here's the other thing. Yelling, this is a great story. Dad, get your, tell him to get there. I didn't cuss. Because at the time I really wasn't a cusser even at 10, which a lot of kids these days are definitely cussers at 10.
Yes, unfortunately.
Get your butt out. I remember never saying, get your butt out here to my mom, because Dad wouldn't come. So I finally get inside, Dad's yelling at me. He's telling me to go to my room. My mom's trying to yell above him, saying, Tommy, look at his arm. Thomas, look at his arm. My arm's obviously, it's broke. Both bones fractured. Got a big lump in it, and I'm crying, trying to show him, because it's like the worst bee sting you can ever imagine. And my dad's yelling at me because I yelled at my mom and telling me to go back to my room.
Good for your dad.
Yeah, right.
Good for your dad. He finally
looks down, notices it's a little broke. Finally get in the car and drive to Baptist Hospital. Anyway, and then we're, of course, waiting in the room, then watch him go back to the room. But that was a funny story. Dad's yelling at me, telling me to go back to my room. I'm like sitting there like,
good for your dad.
But hey, today got my stitches. Obviously, back to my little wound. You can't really see. It's not like it's that big, but it is above a joint. That's why it hurts and is annoying. I couldn't watch them put those stitches in. I'm holding like Avery looking off to the side like, oh no. I can't even feel it because it's on your knee, A. Then I've lost nerves because of where it went in. Like, you can't even feel anything, Josh. They put shots in around it already.
So Avery had to be with you while you got the stitches in.
But here I am at 10 years old, and I couldn't wait for them to pop that thing back in. And I'll never forget the pop, Doc. It was literally a pop. Pop. My mom's over there, like, can't even stand watching. She's in the seat, and I'm like, this is the coolest. Because you're having to get. That was the one crappy thing I'll never forget, too, about that. So you have to give you an IV to get the arm numb. Them poor nurses, they had to get a doctor. They probably stabbed me about 4 or 5. I had a little scar for a year or two from where they stabbed me so many times trying to get that. That was the only bad thing about it. But I wasn't really too worried because my arm was kind of broken. But I'll never forget that either.
Well, it's pretty close. So it's pretty close to what she did.
Yeah. On a scale literally from 1 to 10, hers is 173. Mine's about like a 4 or 5. So not too bad. Not too bad. What about you? Anything special that jumps out at 10 years old?
Well, I had a broken hand when I was 10 years old playing backyard football. 10
years old, you broke something too, huh?
10 years, broke my hand playing, because when we played backyard football, man, we had no pads, but we played full contact tackle.
I'll never forget that. Yeah.
And that was on a Friday night. Hand swollen up like the size of a volleyball on Saturday morning. I said, Dad, I think something's wrong with my hand.
Probably.
Mom says, Dad, he's got a broken hand. My dad says, but we're going to the Notre Dame-Alabama game this afternoon. and we got to drive to South Bend.
Yeah. So just put some ice on it.
So my dad said, just keep your hand in the upright position for the weekend. Let the blood flow down from the hand. Keep the swelling down.
There you go.
I said, okay. So I sat through a Notre Dame-Alabama game like this, trying not to let anybody hit my hand.
Hopefully it was a little cold, too. You're up in North Bend.
Because it was like excruciating pain.
Yeah.
So finally I got back. We got back that weekend. Went to school on Monday.
Still up.
Still up. Went to the doctor after school. Broken hand. I told him I held my hand like this all weekend. He said, "Why'd you do that?" I said, "My dad told me to hold
it's like
it
keeping your leg elevated."
Yeah. He just shook his head and goes, "There's a reason why your dad's not a doctor." So anyway, I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
as long as
that's
I
great.
live.
There you go. So hey, that's awesome. We both broke something at 10 years old.
yeah,
There
man.
you go. It's when you need to get something broken.
It's
You
when
get something broken.
you do.
It'll heal good. You learn a little something.
Yeah, right.
Toughen up a little bit.
Yes.
Next week's show. Back to that though. Congrats to her.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, wow.
It's fantastic.
At 10 years old.
It's great to see kids doing phenomenal things.
And being outdoors and doing stuff outdoors.
Exactly.
Oh, BT Dubs, the main reason I brought this up too. From Colorado.
You mean the same place where the parents and the
I know, right?
Okay, right? Okay, yeah, that place.
So that's why I had to bring out the studs
okay.
of Colorado.
All right.
Can't have all the duds.
Okay, all right.
It's like every state. You know, we gotta have duds and studs all over the world, unfortunately. On next week's show, it's been long enough. We have another guest joining us.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
Yes.
Don't wanna tease it too much, but we do have another musical guest.
Great.
Got a studio here in Dallas.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Legacy Music Group.
Fantastic.
So that kind of teases it a little bit.
Good.
Hey, cool. So we got a great guest coming in next week. I'm gonna come up with a little fun music topic too, so all of us can talk. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll spit back some text, figure out what we want to talk about.
Okay.
He's gonna bring in his engineer too.
Fantastic.
He's got a studio, so that's what he does.
I love it. I cannot wait.
Here, so you can talk to the engineer
Oh,
about
I'm gonna love it, man.
producing music.
Oh, we're gonna talk.
Trying to get Robin here too.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
That would be something. All right, but don't forget to follow us and subscribe on iTunes, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify to hear all the episodes, which we record today. They're out all on Monday, so don't forget Monday. Check it out. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and studanddud.com. Great website, Doc.
Thanks, man.
Hey, all that and much more next week. Can't wait.
Awesome.
Can't wait. Great
Awesome show, man.
A little extra credit scene, those you have to stick around for every once in a while. And I always Google it just so people know. Google it before you go. You see those people just waiting forever. And I'm like, man, do you know there's not one? You could have just, before you came in,
right.
Extra credit scene, Toy Story 4.
Boom.
No.
Boom.
Cool. I'm out.
Yeah.
I gotta pee. All right. Till next week. Thank you all for listening. I'm Josh Smith.
I'm Bob Lawrence.
Peace.
Peace.